Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Semoskiy. Our heroes today are going to be Fortune, playing for the Soviets, the Germans. And we're going to have Ir0nRoman once again, and he is going to be playing for the Soviets of the Red Army. So, two very good players actually. We have Fortune, which at the time of casting this is currently ranked 65 for the Germans. And we have Ir0nRoman at rank number 33 for the Soviets. And this is from the leaderboards at CoH2.org that you can go check there. So yeah, pretty good players, pretty high up on those ranks, and we should expect a very good game. I haven't actually seen it, so I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. Fortune, it's been a while since I've actually seen him. You can actually see one of my older games when I had my Becoming a Hero series, and he, well, handed my ass to me quite nicely, I gotta say. So it was quite interesting to face him. but yeah, that was a long time ago. That was pretty much like 3 months ago, I would suppose. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I guess you guys don't really care. We're gonna see what the game is giving us right now, and well, Fortune, like most German players, got himself Tier 1. Tier 1, getting himself Grenadiers, 2 Grenadiers actually, so no MG42s for Fortune, at least so far. And for Ir0nRoman, we see that he got himself conscripts again, like most Soviets do. Obviously, nowadays, it's not, always the case. You have, Germans that can get themselves Ostruppen or Assault Grenadiers and things like that, so, there is a decent amount of variety now, but it is, I guess, what you could call standard, pretty much. Getting Tier 1 for the Germans and just getting conscripts for the Soviets. So anyways, we have the first engagement down here on the southern field. We have a Grenadier squad and Pioneers engaging a Combat Engineer. Combat Engineers did jump into the house, so it denied the territory for the Pioneers. Pioneers just simply moved to the right to capture the territory, and they're just going to go along their way and probably capture territory over here. Grenadiers should be able to fight against the engineers in the house, but it would actually take a long time doing that. Now that the combat engineers jump out of the house, the Grens do open up fire again, but back go the Grenadiers into the house, so they're still going to be there, being quite annoying for Fortune, and they will just deny that territory for a while. Up north, we see a conscript squad running into those Pioneers. Pioneers jump into that little shack, which is a nice shack here to attack from, because those are 3 windows that they can shoot from. But a very nice Molotov lands in from Ir0nRoman and burns 2 of those Pioneers alive. They do jump out of the house and are now going to support those Grenadiers against the conscripts. And they are adding that firepower. We see the conscripts going down to 4 men now. The Pioneers are taking the damage. They are being focused fired by the conscript squad. The Pioneers do move out of the sight range of those conscripts and allow the Grens to just simply get free shots off on them. Down to 3 men, and they force them out of the field. Over here at the entrance to Fortune's base, we see a conscript squad going for the cutoff. It will be denying a little bit of territory that currently Fortune has in the center, but it's not going to be that much. We do have a 3rd Grand Squad coming into the field, which will run into that conscript squad. The MG42 is now on the field, but it is over on the north, trying to get, it looks like, a pin on Ir0nRoman's base, the Samoa pin, where you can cut off this approach. He is also laying down barbed wire, Fortune that is, and will make it so that Ir0nRoman can't exit his base, at least not easily. Conscripts do get pushed off of this strategic point by the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are currently recapturing it while the conscripts jump into the house to have a defensible position. MG42 gets into the church and is now opening up on those conscripts, doing a decent amount of damage to those men in that house, but, well, they will be there for a while until maybe a rifle nade can clear them out. Up at the cutoff point, we see the barbed wire actually going down. Can the conscripts go around it? It looks like they're trying to, but it looks like they might not be able to, so quite unfortunate there for Ir0nRoman. It's going to be quite annoying. He's going to have to either bring a vehicle on the field or get some wire cutters on his engineers. Pioneer Squad trying to retreat. It is running in front of the conscripts in that house. Down to one man, very low health, but it manages to make it out alive. Mortar now on the field for Fortune. Very nice choice there. We'll be able to dislodge those conscripts. Second conscript squad moving up to support the original conscript squad in the house, but that conscript squad is now down to 3 men. Is forced to retreat, and the mortar is just taking shots in the middle of the road. Right-hand side, the combat engineers for Ir0nRoman did manage to continue capturing territory, and they are currently unopposed. Very nice mortar shot right on top of that conscript squad. Brings it down to 4 men and forces the retreat. Another mortar shot is going to land, but probably going to miss. Yeah, it's not going to catch him, even though they had to circle around. LMG is getting equipped on Grenadiers for Fortune. They are doing some damage on those conscripts on the retreat, but they decide to ignore them and are just simply going to move along to capture some territory. We do hear a Molotov going down some point. It looks like up here on the north. Gren's brought down to 3 men. Fortune ends up having to retreat in the face of a 4-man conscript squad. On the fuel point, we do have a conscript squad holding ground by that hay bale in heavy cover, and the mortar pushes up front for Fortune, and we'll probably start laying down some shots on those conscripts. LMG equipped Grenadiers pushing forward against those conscripts. They are going to take some cover in the shrubbery. The LMG is not taking shots. Nice rifle nade goes on top of the conscripts. Down to 4 men. Molotov in return by the conscripts forces those Grens to back off onto the protection of that cart, it looks like. No, it looks like a little shed there. And the LMG is going to do some damage, but with the heavy cover, they will be able to tank that for a little while. Down goes 1 Grenadier. There's still nothing there to support. The mortar is too far away to actually support that Gren squad. Quite unfortunate. And more conscripts for Ir0nRoman are pushing onto the field. Now, Ir0nRoman did select his doctrine a while ago, and that is the Guards Rifle Combined Arms doctrine. He has not actually gotten anything from it, but does have the... actually, no. It still doesn't have hit the dirt, but he will have the ability to hit the dirt in a little while once you get that 1 CP. Half-track now on the field for Fortune. That is going to be quite effective. These conscripts might throw an 18-8. No, it looks like they don't actually have it. Nice rifle nade going down again by those Grens, doing some more damage to that conscript and forcing him off of that point. Another conscript squad just follows up behind it and will be able to take up position. Combat engineers recapturing the cutoff point. It doesn't look... No, they don't have wires either, so that wire hasn't been cut. It's still the combat engineers that have been capturing this territory for a while. Pioneers with minesweepers over on the right-hand side capturing the fuel. MG42 getting harassed by those combat engineers, while on the north we still have those LMG Grens and the half-track holding position on that fuel point. Fuel point has still not been captured, but the Grens are getting reinforced. Up north, conscripts did manage to push away a squad of Grens, which is currently back at base for Fortune, and those combat engineers are... I mean, those pioneers for Fortune are just simply capturing territory. Combat engineers do get forced off of the field. They'll probably now be able to finally get themselves a wire cutter, although maybe not. I don't know. Well, anyways, Guards Rifle getting called in for Ir0nRoman. They are currently going to the left-hand side. Going to try to engage that half-track. The half-track is pushing up to the left-hand side to the victory point, supporting that Gren squad. Gren squad getting reinforced on the field. Also pulling back a little bit to the cover of those shrubs to get reinforced before the conscripts manage to, luckily, shoot them out. LMG Grens now with Vet 2. With Vet 2, they get increased armor, so they're going to be much harder to take down by those guards. 2 more conscript squad following up, so those Grens, even at Vet 2, can't really stand against that much firepower. The half-track should probably move into supported, but it would also be potentially taken down by those Guards Rifle. So Fortune decides to concede that territory and pulls back a little bit. He does jump those LMGs onto the house and is opening up on the conscripts moving up to them. The conscripts will be able to throw a Molotov on top of them. And they do move up too close in range to throw a Molotov. The Grens just simply run out of the house way before the Molotov lands, and these conscripts ended up being brought down to 2 men in that push. Pioneers right-hand side just simply capturing territory, pretty much unopposed since this part can't not be cut. And now we finally see the wire cutters, or the demolition kit, whatever you call it, being upgraded on the combat engineers, and they will finally be cutting that wire, allowing Ir0nRoman to push up through this approach instead of being forced on the left-hand side. MG42 setting up to engage the Guards Rifle and conscripts pushing over on the left-hand side. Grens throwing a nice rifle nade into the house, doing good damage to Guards Rifle to go down to that rifle nade, and the Grens just pull on back And they might actually, no, well, this one might be in range of the half-track's reinforce. MG42 could utilize that reinforce, though, since it is a little bit further up front. And Fortune is actually going to move it along. Right-hand side, we now finally see troops moving to that side after the wires being cut. The engineers do retreat, probably to build some type of tier, or tech that is, for Ir0nRoman. Fortune on his side has just simply gotten tier 2 and a med bunker, no additional tech. We do see a pack gun hitting the field, anticipating some type of vehicle, and also having the option of shooting, you know, the houses there. So, I mean, not entirely a bad choice. Unfortunately for Fortune, you know, he doesn't have the option of the artillery barrage like a Soviet AT gun would, but that would be a little bit OP, I would guess. MG42 set up on this strategic point, trying to catch conscripts on the open, but the conscripts are outside of its vision range, and they are simply going to move to the other side of that house, so the MG42 will not be able to have an angle on them. Guards rifle for Ir0nRoman holding up in that house for a long while now. We have conscripts on the outside of the house just pushing, trying to capture territory. Up to the left-hand side, we have Grenadiers engaging another conscript squad, but they simply just took that victory point and are going to back off. Mortar set up to start bombarding that house. Is it actually taking shots at the house or the conscripts? We shall see. Looks like it's actually taking shots at the conscripts. Conscripts down to 2 men, end up having to retreat. The Guards rifle are going to be the next one to retreat. Down to 1 man on the retreat on that conscript squad, but it does make it out alive, quite luckily for Ir0nRoman. Coming up forward, the pack gun does open up on the house and actually forces off the Guards rifle. Mortar shots landing near the house. We see conscripts jumping into the house to take the position of those Guards rifle, but without the Guards rifle now, the half-track is free to move up and do a lot of damage to the infantry. They do throw an 18-8 on the half-track, forcing it to back away again. But with the LMG in there, well, it actually doesn't shoot from the half-track, but interesting. Fortune decides to retreat his 4-man Grand Squad, probably just to heal it up and, you know, save that manpower, which is not a bad choice. Conscripts over on the right-hand side with another conscript squad, just simply capturing territory, trying to regain what was lost. The center of the map is still in possession of Fortune, and of course the southern part next to his bases as well in his control. Fuel points are currently, though, in the possession of Ir0nRoman. He has both of them connected, so he has a decent amount of income. It is currently even, you could say. And now it swings in the favor for Fortune, I believe. MG42 trying to decap that strategic point. It does open up on a conscript, but the conscripts do hit the dirt just as that burst goes off, and it allows them to stay in that pocket and not get pinned down or suppressed. They will be able to keep on shooting at that MG42, and since the MG42 takes 25% more damage, it will go down because it cannot effectively shoot at the conscripts. If they were right in front of its arc of fire, it could potentially have the damage output to kill them off, even though they hit the dirt. But in that angle, it was only going to be able to kill 1 or 2 of those conscripts. Grenadiers capturing that fuel point up north. They do get pushed away by 3 infantry squads. That is 1 guard and 2 conscripts. One of the conscript squads already has a PPSH for Ir0nRoman. There is a second one with PPSHs on the field, but it isn't on this side. It is back at base, actually. Panzer IV now on the field for Fortune. He went for tier 3, and Panzer IV will help him out a lot. Nice shot goes in there, kills 2 of those conscripts. Conscripts forced off of the field. Second conscript squad backing off, not wanting to get shot by that Panzer IV. And the Panzer IV is just simply going to push forward. The Guards rifle could do some decent amount of damage to the Panzer IV, but they wouldn't actually win the fight. We do see a T-34 being produced for Ir0nRoman. So T-34 with support of a Guards rifle plus an 18-8 maybe if you can throw there could actually take down a Panzer IV if it's not supported, but currently Fortune has a pack gun that he could utilize to support it quite well. Pack gun is a little bit further back, but you know, it can move in at moment's notice. Grands with the LMG at Vet 2 pushing away those combat engineers. Down south we see the half-track with a Pioneer inside, just capturing territory. It did get repaired and got its engine back at full strength. Center of the map, we have conscripts capturing territory, taking shots by a mortar and an MG42. MG42 burst does not manage to get a suppression. The second burst goes down, getting a suppression and a kill, down to 3 men. Mortar, again, missing everything that it's shooting at. Pinned down on those conscripts, needs to get him out to the field, or Ir0nRoman will lose those conscripts. Nice mortar shot brings it down, and down to 1 man on the retreat. They will have to run through the Grens that are currently Vet 2. Can they actually get the kill on those conscripts? They're going to try. No, they're not going to try. Quite unfortunate. Down to 3 men on that conscript squad, down to 2 on the retreat. Burst of the LMG, doing a lot of damage, but both conscript squad managed to make it alive. T-34 hitting the field in the north. It is supported by a conscript squad. It could throw a 18-8 on that Panzer IV. There is a Panzer Grenadier squad nearby to support it though, so those Panzer Grens are going to do a lot of damage to the conscripts, but the conscripts have now hit Vet 2, gaining that defensive bonus and the accuracy bonus, so they might be able to do a decent amount of damage. But they are rushing forward through the fire of those Panzer Grenadiers, plus the sustained fire of the Panzer IV. That does a lot of damage, down to 3 men forced off of the field. Panzer Grenadiers do take a nasty shot by that T-34. The T-34 also takes some nasty shots by the Panzer IV, and is brought down to about half health, and the Panzer Grenadiers are themselves brought down to 2 men. Conscripts rushing to try to get a 18-8 off on that Panzer IV. They Ura back and are going to try to clear off that Pack-Gun. The Pack-Gun is repositioning, or actually just turning around madly. There it goes. It's now finally going back to its own base. 18-8 landing on the Panzer IV, but it does not crit through the frontal armor. Sorry, my brain needed oxygen. It does not crit to the frontal armor, and the Panzer IV does not get the engine critical. Conscript squad down to 1 man, does manage to make it out alive, so very nice for Ir0nRoman. He has managed to keep all his conscript squad alive. Bunker being set down by Fortune in front of Ir0nRoman's base, but Ir0nRoman now has T-34 on the field. So that T-34 is going to move up and simply clear out that bunker before it has any chance of doing anything. Fortune will not even didn't even upgrade it to anything, so no additional resources lost there. Panzer IV knows that the T-34 was nearby because it obviously killed that that bunker, and he is moving his, well, anti-tank forces to meet it. Pack-Gun's set up in the middle of the road. Panzer IV exposing his rear armor for some reason, but it is in the center of the map. We do have mortar a little bit further back for fire support, and an MG42 trying to capture that victory point. Guards rifle coming in for a small amount of a flank, although now it looks like they're actually going to the fuel point. There isn't any infantry around here, so I'm not exactly sure why they're going over there. There is a Pioneer squad down south that just captured that territory. I don't know about sending a Guards rifle against the Pioneer squad, but well, we'll see how that worked out. Pioneers running into those Guards rifle decide to retreat because, well, one of them can really only whack them with that minesweeper, and it's probably not going to work once he's getting shot as he tries to go for the guy. MG42 shooting at those conscripts, getting them pinned down out in the open field. Nice shot there, goes down by the Panzer IV or the Pack-Gun. I'm not exactly sure who shot that. It looks like it was the Panzer IV. Explodes the car that was giving them heavy cover and forces them off of the field. T-34 coming back into the field, now fully repaired. We do see a sniper hitting the field for Ir0nRoman. We'll see how effective that one turns out. Panzer IV taking some shots at those conscripts in the center, while the MG42 just rips them to shred. Down to 3 men on the retreat, but the MG42 will be able to hold the line. Guards rifle taking some shots at that Panzer IV. The Panzer IV is now less than half health. It actually needs to get repairs quite soon. We have the Pioneers, but they're back at base for Fortune, so he needs to get those out of the field and get them repaired. He does have the half-track now with flamethrowers, being able to support his infantry with even more firepower now, while the Grenadiers are currently capturing fuel. So far, game is pretty much even. We have 329 to 322 as far as victory point goes, and as far as fuel, Ir0nRoman has actually been doing a little bit better. Obviously, he has the weaker tanks because of his faction, but he has a higher income. We currently have 26 to 16 for Ir0nRoman, so he has a capability of getting more stuff. Not sure if he's trying to tech to anything. It doesn't look like, so maybe he's... No, I don't know exactly. Oh well. Anyways, we do see a sniper on the field now for Ir0nRoman. Ir0nRoman is taking some shots at that Pack-Gun. MG42 opening up on the sniper as it shoots. Oh! Wow, that Pack-Gun was not happy with the sniper. It's counter snipes. Wow, those girls got obliterated. That was painful. Well, unfortunate investment there for Ir0nRoman, and very lucky shot there for Fortune's pack gun. Kind of reminds you of Vico, right? Well, anyways, T-34 down south, pushing away a Gren squad. It does actually take a Faust. No, actually. I don't know why I thought it was Faust. We have the Pioneers now finally repairing that Panzer IV. Panzer IV is now at about 90% health. Guards Rifle push on forward and are going to take some shots at the Panzer IV, or maybe the half-track. They are rushing into the church, trying to take advantage of the defensible positioning there and using those PTRS rifles, but they are now getting obliterated down to 2 men on the retreat. Can they make it out alive? The half-track looks like it was trying to go for them, but looks like they're going to be able to make it out alive at 2 men. T-34 on the right-hand side. Still no additional armor. Okay, so that's what Ir0nRoman was doing. He used his fuel income to get himself Tier 4. He doesn't have enough fuel just yet to get an SU-85, but I'm pretty sure that is what he's going to be getting. Conscript over on the left-hand side, getting retreated at 1 man. Vet 2 allows him to stay alive and has a lot of health on that single unit, so it should be fine, and there's nothing in the area. Right-hand side, Panzer Grenadiers getting harassed by T-34. They do end up retreating. The T-34 could pursue them, but they are 3 men, so it's going to be kind of hard for it to kill it, although if it lands a nice shot on those 2 men that are close together, could potentially take it out. But they are now well within their own territory and far away from the T-34, so Panzer Grenadiers are going to be fine, and at 3 men, so only one repair there. Grenadiers with LMG, just capturing territory, although all Grenadiers have an LMG at this point, so not really the point in making that distinction. T-34 pushing forward, a nice grenade going right on top of that MG42. And the MG42 though does have Vet 2, and at Vet 2 it gets increased armor, so only one of those men died to the grenade. They do take a lot of health damage. Conscripts with Hit the Dirt getting in front of that MG42. They are going to open up with their PPSHs and potentially do a lot of damage. The Guard Rifle though are pinned down and taking a lot of damage to the MG42. T-34 backs off after taking a beating from the pack gun and the Panzer IV. And the MG42 is having to retreat. The Panzer IV is chasing that T-34. T-34 now down to very low health. The pack gun takes a nice shot on that T-34 and disables its engine. And the Panzer IV just moves up in front of it and should be able to clear it out in the next shot. No, it doesn't. That's going to be frustrating. There he goes. Nice shot there by the T-34 though, I gotta say. Look at that damage. Girl, look at that damage. Pack gun getting retreated down to 3 men. Do we still have that half-track? Yeah, we still have that half-track. It's in the center of the map, so it should be able to reinforce it on the fly. Panzer IV pushing forward, taking some shots at those Guard Rifles in the house. The half-track doing a nice flame burst into that house, bringing it down to about 2 men. Very low health. Now they do have Vet 2 though, so that gets them that increased durability. So they should be able to get out alive. Down to 1 man on the retreat, so very lucky to be alive actually. And we have a conscript squad down south. Conscripts and combat engineer engaging an LMG. LMGs does have to retreat. Conscripts hitting the dirt. Down to 2 men. Very close to actually getting cleared out, but they do manage to hold the line. Flamin Warfare. Flamethrower half-track doing an okay amount of damage to those conscripts, but they do end up retreating, not wanting to risk it. Ir0nRoman, you know, losing those. And we now see Fortune getting himself a Spearhead Doctrine at the 23 minutes. So he got the Doctrine basically just to get a Tiger. So with Tiger on the field and the Panzer Force for support, that is going to be quite difficult for Ir0nRoman to deal with. He is getting himself an SU-85, so the SU-85, if used correctly, can take down a Panzer IV quite easily. Especially if the Panzer IV is mismanaged, I guess you could say. But with the Tiger there, I mean, the Tiger can just simply go straight at it while the Panzer IV comes in by the side, or, you know, again, you know, could also come up from in front, but Tiger absorbing the shots, you know. It's an option. We'll see what happens, though, but, it's an option. Panzer IV chasing away those conscripts. There's still the combat engineers down there capturing that fuel, while another conscript squad is just simply capturing territory. Up north, we have an engagement by Grens and conscripts. These conscripts hitting the dirt right in front of the Grens. A rifle nade right on top of these guys would actually be Quite devastating. Look at those clumped up conscripts. Is he actually going to try to throw the rifle nade? It doesn't look like he's wanting to throw the rifle nade. LMG's just setting up, trying to get some nice burst damage in there. The conscripts do decide to run through the Molotov. One of them catches fire on the Molotov remnants, and the conscripts again hit the dirt, getting defensive bonuses, and the Grand ends up having to retreat. Panzer Grenadiers pushing on these conscripts. We'll see how he does, but now we see the Tiger pushing up onto the very front of Ir0nRoman's base. Guards Rifle taking some nasty shots to that Tiger, and down to 2 men, ends up having to retreat. Su-85 on the field will probably take some shots at that Tiger, and the Panzer Grenadiers do end up losing that fight, having to retreat. Conscripts do end up at 3 men, and one of those 3-man squads end up retreating as well. Su-85 trying to take some shots at the Tiger. It does actually take some shots at the Tiger, bringing it down to about 80% health now. But the Tiger is just simply going for him, penetrating that frontal armor, doing a lot of damage. Guards Rifle pushing forward, trying to make sure that he doesn't get buttoned. Main gun destroyed on that Su-85. We see Fortune going for the kill. He wants to finish off that Su-85. He does get buttoned, but with no second Su-85 nearby. He does pop smoke. Very nice usage. He could also run over these conscripts if he goes for them. But he needs to kill that Su-85. He wants to kill the Su-85. He knows that he cannot leave it alive. He will take some 18-8s probably to the butt. But, well, there's not a lot of munitions for Ir0nRoman. Second Guards Rifle hitting the field. We do see a cluster bomb being called in on top of Ir0nRoman's infantry. And does it actually hit? Very nice damage there. Doesn't actually clear out any of the squads, but it does a lot of extra damage. Tiger now in the base does end up filling off the Su-85. Does take a nasty 18-8 to the rear. And that is actually heavy engine damage, so that Tiger isn't going anywhere fast. Panzer IV is moving up to the base, probably also with the half-track for support, and they will try to help out their fallen brethren. Tiger, though, is going to take a lot of damage. These Guards Rifle are the primary target, I would assume. Half-track pushing forward, taking some shots by that bunker. It will be able to get through, and here comes the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV is also going to be starting shooting at this infantry. It is shooting at range, and the flamethrower is doing a lot of damage. Those conscripts are going to go down. They are down to 1 man. Can they actually make it out? And unfortunately for Ir0nRoman, he doesn't have enough fuel. 18-8 landing on that half-track. The half-track is trying to finish off that conscript squad at 2 men. It is focusing on it, which I suppose is okay because he wants to finish up the entire squad. A lot of manpower being bled by Ir0nRoman right now. He's very low in manpower at this point. The Guards Rifle are focusing their shots on that half-track. The half-track turns its firepower against those those guards. And the... Fortune actually focuses his shots on Tier 4, making sure that Ir0nRoman can no longer produce Su-85s. Very nice. Guards Rifle still taking some shots at that Tiger. The Tiger is now at about 30% health. Panzer IV back there, now at Vet 2, gets those armored skirts, so it's going to be even tougher to take out, and they're now doing a lot of damage. Fortune now refocuses his shots at Tier 3, and there is nothing on the field for Ir0nRoman. All the sectors are currently being captured for Fortune. We can see down here, this infantry is just capturing territory, and no infantry for Ir0nRoman. Ir0nRoman does push out with a 4-man conscript squad, trying to recapture some territory, I suppose. We do see that a DP light machine gun got dropped by one of the Guards Rifle. Guards Rifle still focusing their shots on that Tiger. More nades landing on that Tiger. They're wanting to finish it off, but they just simply can't. The Panzer IV decides to back off a little bit. It doesn't want to get caught in the base. Tier 3 still available for Ir0nRoman. It hasn't actually gotten cleared out, and Fortune decides to refocus its effort. He knows that the Tiger is going to die. He knows that, I mean, it might have been able to make it out of the base at this point, but he has done so much damage to Ir0nRoman just simply having it in his base. He's having to focus all his infantry, all his munitions, all his manpower trying to take it down. And you can see that, you know, the base, or the map is now completely and fully in control of Fortune. Tier 3 looks like it is going to be going down. The engineers move in to try to repair it before the Tiger dies, and the Tiger manages to pop a smoke, breaking the line of sight, and the Guards Rifle can't actually shoot it, and down goes Tier 3. Tiger is now just simply going to reacquire targets and start shooting at the infantry, but, oh, it actually got abandoned. It got abandoned. This might be exactly what Ir0nRoman needs. He needs to pop an infantry in there, not the Guards Rifle. Okay, I guess the Guards Rifle is going to be fine. Conscripts would have probably been better, you know, less manpower, but I guess it's not a really big deal at this point.
This is not German.
And he needs to get it repaired, and he is going to start getting the repairs. Panzer IV going straight into the base. He knows that he lost that Tiger, and there they go. They're going to go right on top of those Guards Rifle. The Guards Rifle are going to try to button it, but the Panzer IV is now right on top of the Tiger, and the Tiger is going to take a shot to the rear by the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV not able to penetrate. The weapon is now online for the Tiger. The Tiger actually never actually lost its weapon. It's just got decrewed. The Tiger is re-aiming at the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV doesn't know what to do. It does take a nasty shot to the side armor by the Tiger, but the Panzer IV is able to deflect the shot a little bit with the armored skirts. Not really deflecting, it's just, you know, it's able to take a lot of damage. Panzer IV still circle strafing. The combat engineers are desperately repairing the tank, trying to get it up to snuff, and it looks like Tiger is gonna stay alive. So unfortunately for Fortune, he wasn't able to finish it off, but we now have a second Tiger on the field for Fortune, and it's going straight into the base. He doesn't want to let that Tiger live, and he can't let that Tiger live, otherwise the game might slip out of his hands. He did a lot of damage, brought down the tiers, but with the Tiger on the field, the Soviet player could actually do a lot. And here comes the Tiger into the base. It actually ends up taking down that bunker, and it's going straight for the enemy Tiger, or the defecting Tiger. And here comes the turrets. The turrets are turning to face. 18-8 will probably go down, but a very nice shot by the Tiger goes down there. Cluster bomb being called on top of the Tiger and everything. All the infantry is there. The Guards Rifle is there. And down goes the Tiger to the Tiger. And the cluster bomb lands right on top of everything. Does a lot of damage to the conscripts. Clears out that combat engineer. And the Guards Rifle actually managed to dodge it. It's quite nice there. And now the Tiger just simply backs away and is going to go and get itself repaired. So now we see that the map is pretty much fully in control for Fortune. There is a conscript squad over here trying to recapture territory, but with no tiers available, no tech available for Ir0nRoman, he can't really do anything. I mean, he does have tier 1, but that's it. I suppose he could rebuild tier 4 and get more tanks afterwards, but with the fuel income that he has right now, he's not going to be able to get anything from it. And the mortar is now just laying down onto the base. We see the Panzer Grenadiers pushing into the base because the MG bunker that was right here defending this approach got taken out. And yeah, the conscripts picked up the DP light machine gun, so they have a little bit more firepower on top of their PPSHs. So that's pretty nice for them. Medics are trying to repair. Guards Rifle just holding line, but the mortar is just simply back here laying down into the base while the MG42 is set up, pinning them inside their own base. We have the LMG Grenadiers capturing territory. Conscripts over here. So, I mean, the game is pretty much over. Ir0nRoman doesn't really have much of anything that he can do. He's trying to, I guess, stall for time a little bit, but he's currently triple capped and at 112 points. So he's very soon going to be at less than 100. So that gives him a couple minutes at most. And with a Tiger and a Vet 2 Panzer IV on the field, that's not going to be anything that Guard Rifles can actually take out. Second MG42 getting produced for Fortune. He just simply wants to lock down the base. Probably going to set it up around here on this approach. We now see the infantry for Ir0nRoman pushing over to the left-hand side. Mortar still laying down into the base, doing a lot of damage there. And we have a conscript squad sneaking around, probably going to go for the victory point, trying to slow down that ticking. But yeah, I mean, the reason I say it's done is because, yeah, he can't bring anything on the field to deal with that armor, and the selection of Doctrine doesn't even allow him to get a call and, you know, to at least bypass the need to build a tier. So, yeah.
The enemy is down to 75 points.
Down to 75 points in Ir0nRoman.
Attempting to steal our sector.
And, well, he does manage to decap that point, so he slowed down the ticking a little bit. Once he captures it, it's going to slow down the tick to 1 point per tick, but this is a 3-man squad, and, well, the Grents actually get caught by these conscripts over here, followed up by a Vet 3 Guards Rifle now. So the Grents will not be able to stop the decap and the cap, so down to 1 tick point. It's going to take a little while for that point to start ticking again fast, because I don't see any infantry going to the left-hand side. We see the Grenadiers for Fortune moving up to intercept and engage these infantry. So they're going to be occupied for a while. Guards Rifle taking some shots by those LMGs, down to 4 men. The conscripts are still at 6 men. PTRS Rifles opening up on a Vet 3 Grand Squad. We do hear a Guards Rifle pushing forward onto this Vet 3 MG42, taking some shots in the face by the Panzer IV and the Pack. We actually have... No, I thought it was 2 Pack guns, but that's the Tiger. We actually have another bunker, MG bunker with medics. I mean, it's a medic bunker with an MG gun in there. Grand Squad getting brought down to 1 man, getting Molotov and taking a lot of damage. The 1 man on that Grand Squad decides to run back into the flames where his comrades dies, he knows that he cannot die. He's invincible and almost gets killed, and ends up retreating. Guards Rifle at 2 men end up retreating. The Panzer IV taking some shots at these conscripts. Conscripts Vet 3 are able to take a lot of damage, but the Tiger is now right on top of them. Down to 2 men on the retreat. Can he make it out alive with those? Down to 1, and can he make it up? Nope, and dead. DP light machine gun gets dropped by those Vet 3 conscripts, and Ir0nRoman now has less infantry. And here comes the squish. No, they all dodge it quite nicely. But he goes straight into the base, so he now has another option to start harassing. He can also take down that bunker, take down Tier 1, and the Guards Rifle is just simply opening up on that squad. Buttoning going down on the Tiger, but the Tiger just simply shoots him in the face and breaks the stun. PTRS light machine gun getting dropped. Light machine gun, wow, that would be awesome if PTRS was a machine gun. And there we go, so Ir0nRoman decides to throw in the towel after losing everything and losing everything again. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we can pretty much agree that the game was over a while ago. So not sure exactly why Ir0nRoman stayed in there, but I guess, you know, it's okay. You know, sometimes you don't want to give up. You want to fight it out to the very end. And yeah, not a bad thing. So anyways, very good game there for Fortune. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description below. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.